Getting into the game, we see, I like that. We see Edward on that Thresh again. He played such a good Thresh. Catching out LA Gamble already on that Varus. Shook already having his Q on him, of course. Edward being able to flash in and just pick up that kill. Shook having such great coordination, waiting with that Q once again for the flash over the wall. Being able to give him vision for Edward to flash and pick up that first blood already. Seeing our super team being so offensive. Edward missing a clear shot hook on a target that couldn't see him, walking right past him. This is something that cannot happen. But hey, it's being streamed, so maybe pressure's going up. Although I seriously doubt they even know the stream is going on. Edward picking up that red buff. Let's go for some early presence. Picking up the enemy. Picking up the enemy red buff, of course. Doing this offensive jungling once again. Seeing that Lee Sin is going in hot, being so offensive, going for that red buff. Shyvana actually going up for his red buff as he's clearing the blue buff out. Is he going for it? He warded. He might just be waiting for it to go down, throwing out some great harass on RØDE XD again. This is once again the same matchup as we saw 2 games ago. See if it goes better for our Freeze and Edward bot lane. Putting out some good damage. The hook being put out and the Caliber net catches Varus. This is gonna be a great Pokemon for the collection as this net just says bye-bye. We're not gonna lose bot lane anymore. This is Team Super and we're gonna play Super. Picking up, being against Godbro again. Playing on Elise. We haven't seen Jaywo on Elise. At least not in this Super team yet. Throwing out some Qs. Not really a lot of harass going on in that top lane. We see Godbro already recalling. Oh, that was just a recall bait. Damn it, you're baiting the caster. Putting out some early damage in that turret. Not going to be a lot with just that one. Oh, we see Shook up there. Ignite already being popped out on Godbro. Trying to jump away. The Q landing, popping his passive, trying to get out again. Having his passive popped is going to be a great advantage for Jaywo, being so good at picking up kills up here. Now being able to actually do it without having to go through the passive first. Shook just putting this early pressure again, already throwing out ganks and being ahead of CS. Then 2 Tiger, the Thresher going out, throwing back the Caliber net, the Q just being too much damage, and this should be an easy kill for Freeze to pick up as his Sona is just saying nope, not gonna support you, just gonna run on the tower and hide like a gamer when his mom comes home. I don't know what that was. Shut up. Frogging on the fat hillbilly man again. Spamming out those Q. Being up against Orianna, having some really good poke on the auto attacks. Just stacking up some extra damage on Frogging, but he doesn't seem to think this is a big problem. I gotta remember to arrange this stuff for you guys. Let's get the supports to the bottom. No one cares about those. There we go. Frogging still being in the CS lead, even though he's up against a ranged champion. We have not seen Frogging lose in a CS lead. This is one of his strong suits. Wait. Thanks a lot, Bella. That's amazing. Thanks. Godbro just pushing off these minions, putting some pressure on Jaywo. We've seen Jaywo put a lot of pressure, but not this game. That Elise is not going to be able to outpush this Aatrox. Just really able to out-sustain the Elise poke. Elise has such great poke with those Qs and Spider Form Qs, being able to harass without having to use any mana. But that W just auto-attacking the minions, really just pushing it up, gives him a great advantage. Oh, we see Shook coming up there. The Spider Net coming out. Surely he's dead here. As the Q lands, he jumps out, flashes away, and the Q doesn't even make Shook follow him up, and he just walks away under the tower. Burning the flash from Shook as well, missing his first Q. Surely he will get benched for this. And the Thresh missing his hook as well. A lot is going on here, missing all the skill shots. Shook still waiting up there as 2 Tiger from Tricket is trying to hold off. Jaywo putting a lot of pressure. Throwing in the Q, making a great insect play already. Throwing down the slow. The net going down. Surely this guy will go down. Flash gets popped out. The spider might just be able, landing an amazing Q once again. As J-Wo tanks tower for some reason. Doesn't even bother to swap for Shook. He's like, nope, Shook got this kill. Not gonna try and kill him. Good guy tower. Edward holding on bot all alone. As we see Freeze return with the 3F Salt, throwing out some great poke already. Going straight away for the kill as Freeze returns to the lane. Throwing out some good harass. Oh, the barrier being popped out, baiting him with the ignite. Froggen going in with the ignite as well. Throwing out some great barrels, taking Miko to 300 HP. Throwing out some Qs. I do not think you should call Genja bad. Genja laning may not be amazing, but Genja positioning in fights is almost the same level as Yellow Pete, which is beyond amazing. So in team fights, Genja will give such great utility to the team, just dashing out damage, standing from a great position. Froggen already in control in mid lane. 67 last hits to 55. I don't know how he does it. Grog is really good at CSing, but being up against Orianna, that's a tough matchup. Picking up this blue buff. Surely Miko must be able to push him down just a bit. Godbro missing his jump. J-Wo using the advantage, jumping in there with his entire Q. Passive being up again, not gonna be able to provide much health. Using the Q to take down the extra percentage. The W going off, just taking for the extra HP, making him survive. Shook being in there with red buff, trading against Shyvana. He got that red buff counter jungle, taking away another buff for Shyvana here, rendering Shyvana level 6, while we see Shook at a strong level 7. Edward just dewarding the entire bot lane. Hopefully we'll see Shook do what he does best in bot lane. Just go down there through the lane and then pick up the kills. And we've seen Froggen roam more and more in these games. A hook being called out on RØDE XT, throwing out the ultimate, slowing him down. Caitlyn, ultimate is too much. LA Gamble blowing his flash, trying to save his support. This is surely gamer love going to the max here. But we see Freeze loving Latin girls, not gonna be able to make him go away. Landing another hook. Throwing out the last Q. Auto attack, my bad. Throwing out the last auto attack. They're able to pick up another kill bot lane. Such great hooks coming out from Edward here, just being able to pick them out one by one, even after they got killed and they're just trying to stay passive. Bot lane, Edward is still just picking them up. They've played a really solid bot lane this game. Just seeing Edward on that Thresh, he looks so much more comfortable than he did on that Syra. Not really being able to do anything against the poke lane we saw last game. Froggen being at a strong 90 CS to 74. Just really having this control. This is what we love to see Froggen do, and this is what he does best. Just really take that advantage mid, throwing down some damage on the tower of a ranged champion, and Orianna that is. Really good at clearing minion waves and so good against melee champions. But Gragas is just so tanky, he cannot get it out. You never go full charge. That's so true. Edward throwing out another great hook there, just barely hitting, missing the minion. Almost taking down Gamble again. The Orianna ultimate coming out. Froggen misplacing his ultimate, throwing Orianna under tower. But who cares when you have Shook in the jungle, landing that Q, being able to finish him off. Away he goes with that belly flop. Godbro going all in with his ultimate, not having his passive up. Just not gonna be enough. He took a risk there, being able to block that ultimate this time. J-Wo picked off that top kill. No problem. Godbro thought he was stronger than that Aatrox, being able to out-heal it, but it's not going to be enough for that. Elise taking down percentage damage with his Qs when he's in spider form. Hey, Angel! Think I'd miss you in between the 220 viewers. Never. Placing a hook, he's gonna be hooked up against the tower. Edward really, literally pressing them up against the wall down here. Just having so much pressure. Freeze running after RØDE. Run, RØDE, run. You're not gonna be able to get away from this one. This amazing bot lane. coming out on a convincingly 9-0 already, leading with 5,000 gold. Edward going in there through minions. One-on-one versus RØDE. This is where we decide who is the best support. It turns out it was the minions. Who is you is people? What? Should coming up here, Froggen landing a great ultimate, kicking him out of turret as he tries to jump back in. We see Lee Sin using his ultimate, Shook doing what he does best, getting him out of position as Froggen and Jwo is able to just go in there and pick him up. Froggen just doing what he does best. He started roaming, which is what I really love to see from Froggen. He's so good at getting that advantage mid. But we see Orianna catching up in farm all together once again after he started roaming. This is why we never see Froggen leave mid lane, because we need one guy to have the most farm in the team. And boy, it's always gonna be Froggen. Going back to that mid lane, having played quite solidly, taking down that mid tower. Edward dropping down his ultimate, taking out LA Gamble. Hooking, already realizing that he is dead, hooking RØDE and landing his E without it doing anything. This might just have saved RØDE that Thresh's E didn't even do anything. Once again, he misses his E, or Sona is just dodging it somehow. Looked to me like Edward just hit Sona 2 times without anything happening. Froggen just roaming around with that fat belly, not gonna be able to do anything. RØDE just trolling around. He's not gonna be able to get hit. Shyvana running after Froggen, being at 0 mana. The fat man cannot do anything. But hey, he's the fat man. There's a lot of fat to peel off, and that burnout is just not gonna be enough as he goes up to his red buff before Should come down and take it again. The ward, once again, he's going up there, kicking him up against the wall, slowing him down. Godbro not having his passive. Flash burned out by Jwo, and the Q picks him off. This is how we see Shook doing what he does best. He doesn't even need his team, he just takes him off all alone as he did last team with the enemy Caitlyn. Yeah, in top lane we see Jwo, mid Froggen, support Edward, AD carry Freeze, jungle Shock. The ultimate positioning Gamble up against the wall, the ultimate being popped out. He's trying to pick off Froggen, but he's not even close. He almost gets burned down by Froggen's Ignite being dropped. Shyvana coming down there, both fairly low. Froggen barrel just picking up a Gamble without a problem. The belly flop might be up soon. Freeze going in for that kill. Flash being popped out by 2 Tiger. The red buff, is it enough? And Froggen gets dropped down. Caitlyn just standing out there with her sniper, almost picking her up. Froggen pinging anxiously. Go down and get them. You love Latin girls. This is a Latin girl. Go get her. He has this red buff, but no mana to pick him up. Edward going down there. Swell, that red buff could be enough. Edward trying to desperately land that hook. Shook being pulled in. Shook is down there. Surely you cannot escape. If you miss, if you dodge my Q, I will just flash after you. Shook doing amazing on that Lee Sin, already being 4-0-2. Getting Freeze up to 6-0. This time Freeze is carrying. Don't always say Froggen is carrying like you did earlier. Shook and Freeze is doing an amazing job in this super high carry, elo, pro rank, whatever you want to call it, super team. Jwo being down there in top lane, having taken that top turret. Godbro's just pushing the best he can up there, not being able to take anything down. Orianna going in there. Shook almost being grabbed down by that Orianna. Just 10 seconds away from her ultimate. She could always keep Shook under that turret and possibly get that double buff. But tough luck, so close. Froggen, the fat man, walking in behind, doing an amazing Q ultimate combo whilst he positioned himself far away from Orianna. No one was close to taking him. Godbro popping his ultimate to take down that top turret, and no problem, putting some pressure back on Jwo.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
I think Shooks? Bro, Shooks is not in this game. I wish. But Shooks is not in this game. This is just Shook. All just hugging that mid turret. Not mid turret, bot turret. Bot turret's gonna be dropped as fucking freeze. And Shook is taking it down. The spider's not gonna go down. Popping the ignite, taking down Trick to Tiger. Will he get out? Orianna popping her ultimate, taking down J-Wo as he roams around that mid lane. Haven't seen him on Elise yet in these games, but 4-1 is still looking fairly strong, picking up those kills.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
I will agree with you guys. Shook is one of the best. Is Shook DC'd here, or is he just standing AFK? He was just standing AFK. Maybe typing to someone on his Facebook. Doesn't matter at this point. They're leading with 8,000. Froggen misplacing his ultimate once again. Being shielded out. I almost thought that he had gone for Archangel with that championship fresh shield, but it was, of course, just the Lantern running in there for the shield. Surely this game is over as we see Godbro in the base. This is you're doing XPK wrong, bro. You should go watch that replay again. That was not XPK. You need to take the inhibitors before you can kill the Nexus God, bro. So we see J-Ro killing him off and the dragon being quite mad in the base as they're just trying to peel them off as they're waiting for minions to come in there and finish it off. That was some weird accent shit I just pulled right there. Nobody can be as good as your old in check. Well, I'm gonna take a beating from you probably, but Shook is getting close. Orianna ultimate being popped out, but Edward just hooking her even though she could pull off that ultimate. Our superstar team being kicked back a bit. Freeze going in there, having that bloodthirster. He has collateral damage against that Nexus, just destroying it. Froggen pretty convincingly popping his ultimate on the minions. This surely will be GG. Nope. Joanna's not gonna surrender this. He's running for the Nexus as well. This is a base race, guys. Flashing, yep, this is surely GG. Froggen, Froggen going for that one more kill. I cannot end on a 2-5. I'm gonna kill you. Ending the game with another GG. This game carried by Freeze, and I'm gonna actually not say Shook. I'm gonna say Edward. He landed some pretty consistent hooks in this game.